Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and our
Infinity Saga Rewatch
uncovered one clue all the way back in Phase 1 of the MCU that is now reportedly going to play a huge role in upcoming phase events like a fifth Avengers film and Secret Invasion, Marvel's Illuminati. Teased as an Easter egg icon on Tony Stark's phone during the Senate hearing in Iron Man 2, and is now reportedly in development by Marvel and Kevin Feige, according to a cast listing reported recently by Illuminati, a Phase 5 adaptation of the secret superhero cabal of leaders. And upon close re-examination of Tony Stark's earlier actions, I think I have uncovered a discreet contingency plan by the Man of Iron, a secret weapon that he gradually tinkered together in the background of the Infinity Saga, Operation Illuminati, coming in Avengers 5, which we will explore in this episode of The Weapons of Marvel, or
Total Conspiracy.
But, you know, there's also a splash of Skrull search in here. Okay, so what is Marvel's Illuminati? In 2005, Brian Michael Bendis introduced the Illuminati in the aftermath of the Kree-Skrull War, leading up to the Civil War event, in which Tony Stark assembled the leaders from all corners of the Marvel world into a council, saying that all of them had information pertaining to this alien war, and they could have prevented damage to Earth had they just shared notes. This council included Tony Stark, leader of the Avengers, Doctor Strange, Sorcerer Supreme of Earth, Professor Charles Xavier, leader of the X-Men, Reed Richards, leader of the Fantastic Four, Namor, King of Atlantis, and Blackbolt, King of the Inhumans. They also included Black Panther and originally convened in Wakanda, but T'Challa backed out, viewing the Illuminati as too self-righteous, and he feared what would happen if they were all in agreement. Now, when that word Illuminati appeared on Tony Stark's phone in Iron Man 2, many began to speculate that this could be in development by Kevin Feige at Marvel Studios. And when he was asked about it before Doctor Strange's release in 2016, Feige said that he would have to wait to introduce more of these names as MCU canon and give them time to get to know each other, which Infinity War would start to do with Tony Stark and Stephen Strange. And some have now speculated this could be in development for Marvel Phase 4, perhaps at the end of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, as Stephen Strange struggles to protect this planet and this reality in the aftermath of Avengers Endgame. But I believe that this would still be too soon. Like, with Tony Stark dead, Strange has even fewer members of the Illuminati left standing in the present MCU. We need some time to introduce the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, Namor, etc., before we care about their leaders forming this, secret club. And of course, there's the deeper issue with any Illuminati adaptation that we haven't talked about, the QAnon elephant in the room. Yeah, Illuminati is a term that Marvel Studios might not want to be associated or confused with. Like, I get it. Back in 2005, the concept of a shadowy cabal called the Illuminati orchestrating world events was fun, fringy conspiracy fiction from like Dan Brown novels. In 2020, well, I am no longer allowed to accidentally gesture like this or like this without some of those 4chan researchers screen grabbing me and using my face to sell supplements. Just trust me, Disney and Marvel do not want their new superhero property to trend on Twitter whenever Rogan farts something about Bill Gates. Animated series like Archer on FX spent years with its spy organization in the show named ISIS, and then in 2014 they had to drop the name when news events associated the name ISIS with something else. I just would not be surprised if Marvel Studios introduces the Illuminati, but under a different name, and I believe they have already done that. See, in the comics, one of the first actions of the Illuminati is a diplomatic mission to the Skrulls, kindly requesting that they stay the hell away from Earth. And we have seen this kind of Skrull diplomacy in the MCU. Actually, the final, most recent shot of the MCU that we've seen on the big screen, Nick Fury's space station filled with Skrulls in the post-credit scene of Spider-Man Far From Home. This space station is almost certainly the peak, the orbital headquarters of SWORD. SWORD is confirmed to play a role in upcoming Marvel titles based on set photos for WandaVision. SWORD is an offshoot of S.H.I.E.L.D., a play on the old sword and shield expression describing military defense and offense. Interestingly, we got our first allusion to that expression in the very same moment that we saw Tony Stark's Illuminati file in Iron Man 2.
Anthony Stark has created a sword with untold possibilities, and yet he insists it's a shield.
Iron Man 2 was filled with Easter eggs that Kevin Feige later used to establish further corners of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It was our very first sighting of Wakanda popping up on Nick Fury's map in that late scene, a map that also showed a region of interest in the middle of the South Atlantic, which many believe is a nod to the existence of the Kingdom of Atlantis. And the screenwriters confirmed that Okoye's line in Avengers Endgame was a seed that they planted for Namor.
It's an earthquake under the ocean. We handle it by not handling it.
And of course, this is about the 3,000th time we've rolled this deleted clip from Iron Man 2.
I need some stuff out of storage. Give me everything from projects Pegasus, Exodus, and Goliath.
With Project Exodus being the only SHIELD operation still unidentified, and I speculated could refer to a Weapon X type program, establishing mutants and thus Professor Charles Xavier in the MCU. And Nick Fury's alternate line in the Iron Man post-credit scene also hinted at this.
As if gamma accidents, radioactive bug bites, and assorted mutants weren't enough.
So consider that from the moment Nick Fury tried to recruit Iron Man for SHIELD, Tony Stark conceived of his own private world security force as a contingency. We know Stark had his own operation going because he hacked SHIELD servers on the helicarrier in the first Avengers. He didn't trust SHIELD, just like he didn't trust any other part of the American government, including the Senate. And he so distrusted these folks that he kept his files on a file that he jokingly nicknamed Illuminati, being another tongue-in-cheek file name from the constant jokester, reflecting his aims to bypass legit elected government officials with his own merit-based shadow authority that he thinks is a better move. And while he trusted few, Tony Stark did, for the most part, trust Nick Fury. And from Iron Man 2, Stark became aware of contacts in Wakanda, contacts in the South Atlantic, contacts on the mutant side of the world, and when Justin Hammer invoked Sword and Shield, Tony Stark finally got the new name of his backup authority, Sword. Sword could be Marvel's Illuminati, part of Tony Stark's legacy carried out by Nick Fury. Sword's first mission, make peace with the Skrulls in the ongoing Kree-Skrull War that Talos and Soren alluded to in that throwaway line in Far From Home.
I thought Kree having sleeper cells was top secret information.
And the upcoming Skrull secret invasion, maybe coming as soon as Captain Marvel 2 in summer 2022, which would all lead to a Phase 5 Avengers 5 story, maybe sometime 2023, 2024, in which a new lineup will be Marvel's Illuminati, or as we will call them, the new Avengers of Sword. Sword's predecessor SHIELD was overseen by Nick Fury in that World Security Council, but now imagine those talking heads to be Dr. Stephen Strange, Sorcerer Supreme, King T'Challa of Wakanda, the Black Panther, or maybe his surrogate Okoye, one of the Eternals, Icarus, maybe Ajak, the MCU's new Reed Richards, hopefully John Krasinski, Namor, whom some believe could be introduced in Black Panther 2, and an MCU Charles Xavier, bald head of the mutants, assuming he's recast from Stewart or McAvoy. I do love the idea of Bryan Cranston, or even Giancarlo Esposito. Tony Stark might even show up again, encoded as an AI algorithm of himself to like holo-project into meetings and crash it. Maybe even force them to give him a vote, kind of like Zola or Jarvis. He could live on as a saucy immortal OS. A post-mortem contingency from Tony Stark to entrust the planet's security in the safest hands. That started all the way back with a little icon on that LG phone in Iron Man 2. Join this conversation on our official Discord server by becoming a patron at patreon.com/newrockstars. Follow me on Instagram at EA Voss, follow New Rockstars on socials, and subscribe to New Rockstars for theories about Ant-Man 3, Thor 4 more Thor, and to see Marvel's Illuminati kick Rhodey off the Zoom call when he makes another boom joke.
I'm like, boom, you looking for this?